knows too much.
The passing of liberal icon Gore Vidal in 2012 happened when I was investigating his legendary ancestor, Aaron Burr, a man Vidal famously memorialized in a glowing biography. Born to an elite family, Vidal became famous as one of the earliest homosexuals to step out of the closet. Although an ancestral insider to our Eastern establishment, he became, courageously, the only one of his breed, other than Dr. Hunter S. Thompson, to publicly acknowledge the official narrative presented by the 9/11 Commission didn't hold water any more than the Warren Commissions did. Aaron Burr was quite a character, originally posted as second in command to Benedict Arnold, who became the burn layer, creating enough smoke to hide Burr's own treachery against America. You won't find any of this on Wikipedia, although the site does quote General George Washington's reason for not renewing Burr's commission as a propensity for intrigue, a not too subtle allusion to his spying. Just as some Tory Brahmins were likely installed as dominant players in early Boston as agents of the East India Company, so too was Aaron Burr installed as the boss of New York, a feat accomplished by rallying the incoming immigrants into his tenements on the Lower East Side and capturing their political support. Much of Manhattan is owned by Trinity Church, which apparently was just an arm of British royalty, as well as a haven and source of funding for the English spooks operating during the Revolutionary War. A lot of money laundering was accomplished through complex land deals involving the church. If you want the ultimate tax shelter, just start your own church, and if you don't believe me, ask the Queen of England. Burr's adventures in New York were all tied up with Trinity Church, although little was known of these activities until recently because Burr created some of the most complex cipher codes of his time, and none of his correspondence could be understood. At least, that's what Dr. Alan J. Clark says. He wrote a fascinating book after cracking the codes. Clark is a Yale graduate and has all the markings of an Eastern Establishment insider. His book, however, didn't make much of a splash and no film deal emerged. Although many writers have suspected Burr's British connection, Clark was the first to assemble the forensic evidence. Burr was eventually put on trial for treason, but got acquitted. Had the prosecutors been able to decipher his correspondence, however, Burr likely would have been hanged. There are many stories about the famous duel. While Burr represented the British concerns in North America, Hamilton seemed aligned with the Dutch side of Manhattan. Hamilton made comments at a dinner party that deeply offended Burr. Most of the witnesses refused to speak of this in any detail, likely because it involved an accusation of incest between Burr and his daughter, who'd become his co-conspirator and equal in cipher technologies. When Burr requested through channels that Hamilton needed to withdraw this slander, Hamilton reportedly replied he'd heard worse things about Burr, likely a reference to the widespread suspicion Burr was a British agent. Even stranger, there's a 9/11 facet to Clark's book on Burr Cipher Code of Dishonor. Clark discovered a $3.2 billion real estate contract involving Trinity Church that included a 99-year lease on the trade tower signed just months before the attack. You hear a lot about Mossad connections, Saudi connections, ISI connections, and even some CIA connections. But where have you heard about a British connection to 9/11? Despite the time that's passed, there still isn't much public recognition of Burr's true occupation. So imagine how long it will take for 9/11 secrets to emerge. Are the real grandmasters of spycraft and black magic still residing in London?